All right, let's get into the Shannon Sharpe Jim Jones debate. Basically, Jim Jones said that he's better
Introducing Wegovy.
Jim Jones said he's better than Nas. Jim Jones is not. If you think Jim Jones is better than any, Jim Jones can't rap, bruh. Golly, bruh. He decent, but it's like, if Jim Jones came up in today's time, he wouldn't blow up, bruh. But he said he better than Nas. He said he was better than Pusha T, but he tripping, bruh. We don't care nothing about no Top Dog. I'm trying to let this advertisement go. All right, let's go.
Okay, so over this weekend, Jim Jones and Shannon Sharpe, it was viral online that they went at it over a conversation that originally started on the Joe and Jada podcast with Jim Jones about influence and Jim Jones being compared to Nas. So let's take a listen to the original comments. Jim Jones talking to Joe and Jada about his influence.
These kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
But he knows
my son can't tell you one Nas record. Let's keep it a buck because they'll bring it up. There must be some type of...
But Nas, I'm like, let me get this, just let y'all know. Nas may not be the most popular, and I don't even like Nas's music. To me, it's boring. But I'm not going to sit here and lie like he's not one of the most lyrical rappers out there. Like, that's just stupid, and Jim Jones should get his celebrity taken away for saying this.
Misconception when it comes to Jim Jones and what Jim Jones have done in this game. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I got to show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You want to go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard entries.
Listen, we can't.
All right, let's pull up some stats. Somebody pulled this up. He said Billboard entries, right? Well, we got Billboard entries right here. Nas has 15 plus. Jim Jones has 2. This is what somebody pulled up. I didn't check it for myself. Nas is 3 years older than Jim Jones. Nas, I don't do the money thing and all that. I really don't even do the Billboard thing, but Jim Jones brought it up. So here we are. Look at this. Somebody already asked this. Nas, on the other hand, has 27 songs that reached the Hot 100 with top 2 hits while having no number 1. So he had number 2s but not number 1s. Jim has 9 that entered the Billboard 200 with 3 top 10 albums. That means something. No number 1s, so Nas beats him out. Come on, bro. Like what are we talking about? Now you gotta wonder if Jim Jones is trolling us, right?
No, I want to go down the line now because now we going down the line. He's a rapper and I'm a rapper.
So these comments then led to Jim Jones being a guest on Shannon Sharpe's Nightcap with Ocho Cinco, and they got into it over the comments.
Okay, can we address one thing though?
Go ahead.
Jim Jones has 9 entries in the Billboard 200 with 3 top 10 albums and no number 1s, while Nas has 27 entries, 16 top 10 albums, and 6 that have reached number 1 on the Billboard 200.
I'm glad you did that because he addressed those entries in that conversation. Let's take a listen to him on Shannon Sharpe.
I'm 57. I don't be singing no rap.
I will run circles around Nas rapping right now.
Right now, I will run Saturn.
Man just dropped King's Disease and the sequels. Once again, I'm not a Nas fan. Didn't care for King Disease, but what are you talking about, Jim?
I will run Saturn around Nas right now rapping. Everybody knows that. You heard?
He done retired. He put it down. He said it down.
I will run laps around Nas rapping right now, bro.
Jim. Oh, you talking right now? But I'm talking about when y'all and his prime and your prime, you couldn't see him.
I'm still in it. Oh, Cam was smoking his boots. I wasn't rapping when he was rapping, but Cam really got at him. You remember I really mean it? We've been getting at them boys, but this is not about that. Right now, 2025, I'm in the game still rapping at a high capacity. If Nas wants to smoke, come in the booth. I will rap circles around.
Jim Jones is rapping at a high capacity right now in 2025. I'm on record as saying I think some of the best music that's been coming out of New York in recent years has been from Jim Jones. I haven't seen Nas in that mode. Nas still makes great music at a high level. I just haven't seen Nas in that, let's get active, getting at each other mode.
They're two different artists, though, in two different ways of
I'm not
rapping,
comparing
right?
Jim Jones and Nas.
Okay,
no way,
because they're two different artists.
No.
Also, you also got to understand what Jim said. Jim says, I say stuff just to get people talking. And if you're upset with the way what I'm saying, I appreciate you. Because
I have to believe that I think that Jim Jones meant what he said. And since nobody agreed, he says, I'm trolling. Just saying.
my streams is bumping and people have been talking about me. So some of the stuff that Jim Jones is saying, he's just poking the bear just because he wants people to talk about it.
By the way, I like it because it might spark something different in Nas. Nas has been putting out some phenomenal projects with those King's Disease albums, right? Like, you know, but Nas is rapping about Brunch on Sunday, which I love because I enjoy Brunch on Sunday. But he might activate something else in Nas that Nas ain't felt in a while. Like, so somebody calling me out?
Yep.
You know, some
and
competition.
I posted that in my story. I said Jim know what's going on. He just know that he goes viral as well, and it's all good publicity to him. So
once this started,
I'm not mad at Jess's fit right here. I'm not mad at it.
Know that he goes viral as well, and it's all good publicity to him. So
once this started moving, he was posting about, you know, the concerts that he had coming up and all that. He understands that, but I think unfairly though, people have been, you know, there's been a conversation around him because people are like, well, why are you even comparing yourself to Nas? But he didn't originally have the conversation. There was a podcast that said not even about entries, more so about influence right now, who younger kids would know. Like if you're in the club, who you're playing. It was that whole conversation.
I remember that.
From the Don't Quote Me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know why that's a conversation. Why are people talking about Nas and Jim Jones in the same breath? Like that doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't even make sense.
Well,
but I will say this, and part of it is I think people try to limit and take what Jim Jones has done for the industry, and I think Jim Jones is just fed up because Jim Jones has done a lot. I mean, he's put up platinum records, put up gold records. He helped architect the Diplomats, so he's done a lot for the industry, but you can't compare them to.
All right, how much more caping we gonna do for Jim Jones?
I agree.
That's not even a fair comparison.
And I wonder how are you supposed to feel about yourself?
What do you mean?
You're supposed to be saying these things.
Yes, like is Jim Jones supposed to be like, well, I'm good, but I'm just not as good as this person?
No, he's not. He's supposed to say I'm the best.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
we can all disagree. Like I definitely rank Nas higher than Jim, but I also understand what Jim is saying. Like, let's talk about right now in this moment. I still think Nas will get him, but I haven't heard Nas in that aggressive mode the way I've been hearing Jim.
But I thought Jim was talking more relevancy. I thought Jim was talking about as far as right now in the clubs and everything is out. He's more relevant to the kids than Nas. That's what you're saying. He's saying to the kids.
I don't care about relevancy though. I care about classic. You see,
but that's what he was talking about.
You see when Jay-Z come out in Paris at 55 years old, that's what I care about. I don't care about the relevancy is like for the moment stuff.
But that's what the conversation was about.
Yeah, originally it was about relevancy, but when Jim Jones brought in the Billboard entries, the conversation shifted, and he did say on the Shannon Sharpe podcast that, you know, he might have kind of overspoke when it came to the entry conversation, but relevance, that's what the 22, 23-year-old on that Don't Quote Me podcast was talking about. Like, I was influenced by his fashion. We know his songs. We play him in the club. That's what they were trying to get to.
And by the way, Shannon Sharpe was just arguing because he saw that on the internet. He saw the internet saying that Jim was bugging, so he was coming.
All right, I'm done. Any more Jim Jones talk? I just took a day trade, so that's why I was looking at my phone. Shannon Sharpe stood on 10 toes on telling Jim Jones he'll never be better than Nas. Hilarious. All right, that's all I got, man. Y'all check out the rest if y'all like to. I'm not giving Jim Jones no more of my time, man. Dee Brown LTD on all platforms. Deuces.